Have you ever been part of a project that just felt like it was going nowhere? Or maybe you've seen a really brilliant idea get completely tangled up and just fizzle out. Well, that space between a great idea and an actual finished product, that's where project management lives. It's the skill, the process that turns a blueprint into something real. And today, we're going to walk through exactly how that happens. So we're going to approach this like we're architects. First up is the grand design, the big picture. Then we'll get into laying the foundation, building the framework, and planning the finish. After that, we'll crack open the modern toolbox to check out the software that makes this all possible. And finally, we'll talk about how you can become the architect. I love this quote because it's so true, right? Just think about it. The apps on your phone, the internet itself, none of that stuff just magically appeared. It's all the result of really, really good project management, turning a vision into something we can all use. Every single great project starts with a super clear vision. This first part isn't about the how just yet. It's all about nailing down the why. You've got to know exactly where you're going before you even think about putting the key in the ignition. The real heart of any project is its blueprint. Now, in the source material for this explainer, this is all covered in Unit 4, which is all about project planning. You can think of it as the master playbook that guides every single decision, all the way from the first sketch to the final sign-off. Okay, so how do we actually build a foundation that's strong enough for a complex IT project? Well, it really just boils down to answering three fundamental questions. What are we trying to do? What's the scope? And what does a high-quality result actually look like? These three steps are totally non-negotiable. First, you have to clearly state your objective. Then, you define the scope, which means what's in the project and, maybe even more importantly, what's out. And finally, you set up a quality plan because, let's be honest, just finishing is one thing, but finishing well, that's everything. So, with that solid foundation in place, how in the world do you tackle a massive project without getting completely overwhelmed? The answer is a really simple but incredibly powerful tool, the Work Breakdown Structure, or WBS for short. Now, at a glance, this might just look like a simple course outline, but it's actually a perfect, real-world example of a work breakdown structure. See how that big topic, Learning Unit 4, is broken down into smaller themes? And then each theme gets broken down even more into specific, actionable tasks. That's how you make a huge goal feel manageable. To put it simply, a WBS is basically the ultimate to-do list. It's the process of taking a giant, intimidating project and just systematically chopping it up into bite-sized pieces. And here's the key. You keep breaking tasks down until you can assign each one to a single person and estimate how much time and money it'll take. If you can't measure it, it's not small enough yet. This analogy from the source material is just perfect. You wouldn't try to figure out a complex machine like a locomotive just by staring at it, right? No way. You'd take it apart, piece by piece, to see how all the little parts work together. A WBS lets you do the exact same thing with your project. A good plan is just as much about the finish line as it is about the starting blocks. In project management, finishing on time is absolutely critical. And as we're about to see, the consequences of even small delays can be enormous. Check out this incredible example. After an earthquake, a major overpass in LA collapsed, and it threw the whole city into chaos. The estimated cost to the community was a staggering $1 million for every single day that highway was shut down. And here's the other side of that coin. To get the rebuild done fast, the government offered a massive bonus for finishing early. The contractor, they finished the project 74 days ahead of schedule and walked away with a bonus of almost $15 million. It's such a powerful reminder that in project management, time is literally money. So finishing a project isn't just about delivering the final product. A proper closeout means you're evaluating how things went, you're archiving all the documents, and you're planning for what-ifs. It's how you learn from the past so you can build even better in the future. The contrast here could not be clearer. You finish on time, you might get a bonus, and you build confidence with everyone involved. But let it slip, and you end up with a situation like the TransLink Railway project, costs that doubled, and a 9-month delay. That's a disaster for your budget and your reputation. Okay, so we've laid out the blueprint for a successful project, but how do you actually manage all those moving parts in real time? Well, that's where the modern project manager's toolbox comes in, software. And this brings us right to Unit 5 from the source material, which is all about project management software. This is the tech that takes our amazing blueprint and turns it into a living, breathing plan that the whole team can work from. Think of it like the project's central nervous system, where tasks, timelines, resources, it all comes together. This slide gives us a little peek into what this software actually helps you do. It's tracking the real-world costs of your project, everything from hardware and software licenses to paying for your team's training. But good software does more than just track costs. It lets you run different scenarios, move resources around, and give everyone a real-time view of the project's financial health. It really turns budgeting from a boring document into a dynamic tool. So we've got our blueprint and we've got our toolbox. This final part is all about bringing those two things together and empowering you, the architect, to go build something awesome. You know, when it all comes down to it, success in project management is about one thing: connecting the dots. A brilliant plan is pretty much useless without the right tools to make it happen. The strategy from Unit 4 and the tech from Unit 5, they have to work together. If you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, it should be this: a great plan, that's your blueprint, combined with the right tools, your software, is the formula for project success. It's really as simple as that. So that's the formula, and now it's yours. You have the blueprint for planning, and you know about the tools for building. So the only question left is, what amazing thing are you going to build next?